Hey guys, my name is Johnny, and I've been a Christian a little over 10 years now. I didn't grow up going to church actually, but became a Christian in college through my church. And I was somebody who was curious about Christianity because I was interested in figuring out what the purpose of my life was. And through Christianity, I found a lot of the answers to be satisfying. And a lot of how my faith got formed did start with apologetics, kind of trying to figure out what evidence there is for something like Christianity, and finding that it had way more evidence than other things that I was holding on to as part of my worldview. I decided to become Christian. And over the past like 10 plus years, I've gotten more involved in ministry. And but one of the things that kind of happened for me is the more I got involved in ministry, the more I started to realize and to see that there are still gaps and questions that I had regarding some aspects of the Christian faith. And one of the things that I got to talk about with Jonathan and some of the members of the team at Talk About Doubts is was regarding the resurrection, the topic of the resurrection. And I actually found Talk About Doubts through a podcast that I listen to from time to time called Unbelievable by Justin Briley. And Jonathan McClatchy was actually a part of an episode where he was having a conversation on this topic, and I got to hear about his resource, Talk About Doubts, through that. And one thing led to another, and pretty soon I was on a Zoom call with him and another person, and I got to have this dialogue where I got to ask all my questions about the resurrection, different theories that I've heard over time that atheists have kind of proposed as a little bit more plausible than the resurrection, and different, uh, questions and different rebuttals that people have brought up that I've heard in the past that I myself couldn't reconcile just on my own. And I found that conversation to be just so beneficial to me, such a blessing to me in terms of growing in my confidence in the fact of the resurrection and the reasons behind why I can see that to be a fact. And, I got probably like 8 to 10 books recommended to me by Jonathan, and I actually had a chance to read a couple of them, and they've been a real blessing to my life, and have given me a lot more confidence to continue to run hard and doing ministry um, here in Seattle. So, yeah, I've definitely benefited greatly from Talk About Doubts as a resource for me. I anticipate that I would continue to use it in the future when I have questions and when I have things that I want to learn more about. And for anybody who is, um, who maybe has like some of the basics in place, or even if you don't, and you just have questions about Christianity, like how can it be true? Um, Man, Talk About Doubts is one of the best resources that I found because not only are you able to get the answers that maybe you can get from asking the right questions online, but you have the chance to dialogue with some of these people who are experts in their field. Things like, the historicity of the Gospels, or um, questions about evolution and how that aligns with Christianity. These kinds of things, you have a chance to talk with experts on the like subject matter experts over a Zoom call. And I found, Jonathan, Casey Luskin, other people that I've met, they're real, genuine people who care about you and would want to have deeper conversations. And their motivation really is to, this is a big part. I think for many of them, it's a part of their ministry to really try to bless people like myself who have these lingering doubts. So I highly recommend Talk About Doubts to anybody who has questions about the Christian faith and would like to talk to somebody about it. I would say that it's way more of a comprehensive and faith bolstering experience than just going up, online, Googling some questions and reading some articles on the topic that you have questions about. That's something that I had done for years, and it was helpful to some regard. But to have a conversation with a subject matter expert on the topics that you have doubts about really makes a big difference. So yeah, so just thank you so much for all that you guys do, Jonathan and the team. And I'm praying for you guys that this will become more and more of a resource that our whole nation utilizes and really benefits from, if not the world. So thanks.